The full trailer for Netflix's six-part series, Harry and Meghan, has now been released, and it's got some royal experts up in arms. Let's take a look.
There's a hierarchy of the family. You know, there's leaking, but there's also planting of stories.
There was a war against Meghan to suit other people's agendas.
It's about hatred. It's about race.
It's a dirty game. The pain and suffering of women marrying into this institution, this feeding frenzy.
I realized they're never going to protect you.
I was terrified. I didn't want history to repeat itself.
Well, we're joined now by Juliet Reardon, editor-at-large of the Australian Women's Weekly. Juliet, hi. What's your first impression?
Well, I think my first impression is that Harry and Meghan are most definitely on the warpath. If we thought that they had toned things down after the late Queen's passing, we need to think again, because they are shooting from the hip here. They clearly feel very wronged. They feel that they've got something to say. They feel that they've got a truth that only they know about. And they're pointing the finger at the media, as they have always done, the rest of the royal family and the institution of the monarchy.
Yes, but the impression I got from that and from the release from Netflix is that it's the institution rather than the senior royals, that it was people within the palaces, not necessarily the royals, that were working against Harry and Meghan. Did you get that?
Yeah, well, yes, I did a little bit, but it was they won't protect you. You know, you have to understand that the people who work within the institution of the monarchy work for the monarchy. So, you know, the Kensington Palace communications team work for their bosses, who are Prince William, or back in the day when Harry was there, Prince Harry. And then the people who are in Buckingham Palace now, they work for King Charles. So, you know, the bosses are the other members of the royal family.
Interesting how many parallels were made with the late Princess Diana. Lots of images of her.
Yes, I mean, this is something that Harry has talked about a lot. We know that any time the paparazzi is following him or mistreatment of him by media that he perceives to be mistreatment by the media, he compares it to what happened to his mother. There is, I think that he is almost saying there that Meghan's life was in danger in the same way that his mother's was in danger. They are shown looking terrified in the back of the car. In fact, he says, I was terrified. I didn't want history to repeat itself. So that inference is clearly made there.
There's also a picture of the Princess of Wales, the current Princess of Wales, Catherine, being hounded in that. So, I mean, they include her in this, that we are being hounded, and because a lot have been made in the UK media, certainly of late, of a rift between Meghan and Kate. That would appear to show that, no, they consider her within the mould.
Yes, I mean, what Harry seems to be talking about here is problems for women marrying into the royal family. And, you know, a lot has been made about this comparison, supposedly, with Kate having an easy time and Meghan having a very difficult time. And those of us who have watched this family since well before Meghan's time were well aware that Kate did have a very difficult time in those early days. So it's good to see that this documentary is recognising that, and that it is difficult when you join the royal family. Before you are an official member, you do not have that security following you. And Kate had just as much trouble as Meghan had in the early days, and as Diana had before her, and as Camilla had. So, you know, I think that is a valid point there from Harry, that it is very difficult marrying into the royal family.
It's interesting that Harry has always been so cautious, not letting the media into his private life. And then he does this, wanting to take the platform and wanting to put his side of the story. But given that the people that will be telling the story, certainly elsewhere in the rest of the world, are the people that he's criticising, how is it going to go down, do you think?
Look, I'm sure he's going to continue to be widely criticised in the UK. Harry and Meghan are on the front foot. They want to tell their story in their way, but it is their story, and there are other sides to that story, and there are many people that were involved in it. And as the late Queen very famously said, recollections may vary.
Absolutely. All right. Juliet Reedon, thank you very much for joining us. I'm sure you will be watching Volume 1, which is available from this Thursday in Australia. Thank you.
Thank you.